everyone. Welcome back. It's 3 weeks gap. I feel like it's so long. I mean, within 2 weeks, I was like, okay, but 3 weeks, I'm like, it's been so long we haven't done this session. We now do it and just prepare for CBAP. Right now I'm also preparing for it. So it is absolutely like I thought that I'm missing on something. I need to get into those sessions so that I can understand and I can help people also to work with me and clear their CBAP.
Right.
So are we all set for knowledge area 2 today?
Yep.
Perfect.
Great.
I believe you guys already know the format, right? That how do we do it? Cool. Then we don't have to introduce the format. We can dig in the topic and start. So Thea, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, you are here for the BABOK certification prep course. We're going to be going over the practice test questions. Just in case we haven't met, my name is Thea Soren. I am with the IIBA for Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm the chapter president and the vice president of career and professional development. You're welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions, or Lalita. We are going to be focused on these 3 certifications, the ECBA, the CCBA, or the CBAP, and you're going to be working on the same material. It's just depending on how much experience you have and which application you choose to turn in. Today, let's see, Philippines, Ireland. Today we're going to be working on session 3 again. We're going to go over chapter 4, which is knowledge area 2, which is elicitation and collaboration. So let's get started. We are going to be using the Watermark Learning practice test questions. These are questions that are similar to what you're going to find in your certification test. And Watermark has partnered with us to allow us to use this for no charge, but they've also given us a discount code. So if you're interested in getting this ability yourself or any of their other mini products, you're welcome to use the discount code that we have. Lalita, do you have that for Ireland chapter?
Yeah, we do have that discount code. If you are buying the Watermark Learning Question Bank, ECBA, CCBA, or CBAP, please reach out to me for the discount code.
Great. Okay. So today we're going to go through elicitation and collaboration. We're going to get the answer after every question. I need you to tell me what you think the right answer is. And if you see one that's absolutely not the right answer, let's talk about that too. The conversation that we have about why one answer is better than another is where we all learn from each other. So that's what makes it valuable. A prototype that is used to explore the basic size, look, feel, and of a product will be manufactured without creating an actual functionality is called which of the following? Is it a proof of concept, a functional prototype, a form study prototype, or a usability prototype? Now, according to the BABOK, not your own experience, which one is the best answer? You're welcome to come off mute. Yes, Frank?
I'll say proof of concept.
You like proof? Okay.
I think so.
You want to talk about why you think that?
Because it's just it is a small part of the system or process that can be tested without building the whole thing to see if it works. I could be wrong now.
So well, this is where it's safe to make mistakes and we can learn from the mistakes, right? We don't want to make the mistakes on the test. So we can talk about that. So I've got Frank voting for A. Do I have any other votes?
I am actually confused between A and D. Usability prototype.
But I don't go with B because it said without functionality, and B is functional. So it's
so
just.
B is,
no, not B.
B is
D.
functional.
Usability.
D is in dog is usability prototype. So it's going to explore the basic size, look, and feel.
I go with A.
Okay, I've got 2A votes. For interest of time, we're going to check the answer.
Oh.
So a proof of concept is a model created to validate the design of a system without modeling the appearance. This scenario is called for a form study prototype, which is this one. A form study prototype may also be used to model a workflow or navigation at a high level.
Okay,
So,
I have a question.
first-
Is that in chapter 10?
Whenever it mentions the techniques out of chapter 10, in these earlier chapters, it's going to ask you questions about the techniques. So as you go through the earlier chapters, every time it mentions the technique, you really need to look at it. I do have a list of all 50 techniques, and then whenever you're going through chapter 3, look at these specific techniques, and it gets you through all 50 techniques one at a time as you're talking about the task that I think is most closely associated with that technique. So yes,
Yeah.
this is talking about techniques. So a prototype for the basic size, look, and feel is a form study prototype. Okay? I'll be glad to share that with y'all. Actually, let me just tell you. On the Tampa Bay Google Drive, let me pull this over real quick.
Are we talking about that task to technique template, the Excel file?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Do you have that on your Google Drive?
I think I have already shared that. I will share it again with today's notes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. It's the task to technique, and I've bolded those that I think whenever you talk about this task, also look up this technique in depth, because several techniques are mentioned multiple places throughout the BABOK. And you don't want to go to them every single time, but you do want to have a good understanding of how they can be used, and looking at how they can be used in that particular task really lets you get a good understanding of it. And if you find something that you haven't studied yet, go ahead and look it up, but that's what we have. Okay, let's go to question number 2. During the workshop, participants are constructing a container for the product as if it were being sold in a retail store. They're being asked to identify what feature users of the product would find beneficial. So for the above scenario, there's 2 questions. The first one, in the above scenario, what is the purpose of this game? Used to help identify related or similar features or themes, used as an input for the marketing plan by product management, used to help identify features of the product being described, or used to identify hidden assumptions or perspectives. They're being asked to identify what features the users would find beneficial. So according to the BABOK, which of these 4 answers is the best answer?
I think C.
C is in cat. Why do you like C?
Cat. Because it says that goal is to find identify what future user will be used in the product, and future use it is feature and some kind of part of product.
That makes good sense. Do I have a second vote?
I think
go with
it's
C
C.
too.
Okay, so I've got 2 votes for C. Let's check the answer. And C is correct. This is to build a joint understanding of a problem or solution. Very good. I like your logic. During a workshop, participants are constructing I'm sorry. This one is this. Oh, this is the same one. Second question on this. What is the name of the collaboration technique being used? Is this a fishbowl, a product box, a remember the future, or an affinity map? So you need to know the name of the technique. Some of these are not even in the BABOK. Can you tell me which one is not in the BABOK?
So
The product box is the right answer?
B. Yeah.
Yeah, product
Okay,
box.
is this okay? So product box is correct. So this is a great example of them putting an answer in here that is not even in the BABOK. And if you learn the voice of the BABOK really well, you're going to look at that and go, that's not even right. And so that reduces your chances of even guessing from 1 out of 4 to 1 out of 3 at least. So knowing what is in the BABOK is that much more valuable. Okay, next question. You're the business analyst on an initiative and you're preparing for elicitation of a new business opportunity. What is the prerequisite for conducting this elicitation? So it's a new business opportunity. You need to ensure that all needed resources are organized and scheduled for conducting the elicitation activities. You need to receive permission from functional management to interview and elicit requirements for the stakeholders. You need authority granted to you from the sponsor to utilize resources for the elicit requirements process, or you need to determine which elicitation techniques are needed for requirements gathering.
A.
A.
Why do you like A?
Because it's in planning phase, I think. So you need to know that every resource are available.
That makes good sense. Do I have another vote? I heard
think
something,
maybe
but I couldn't
D.
understand it.
Yeah,
Why
I
do you
said
like
it.
D?
Because without knowing technique, we would not be able to conduct elicitation. But to plan activity elicitation, it is another like subchapter before prepare to elicitation. But we are talking about conducting. I think we need to know technique for conducting.
Okay. Well, okay, that's an interesting perspective. Do I have another vote? I've got a tie between A and D right now.
I think it's actually A. I'm leaning towards the D too, but A seems more aligned with the question.
Okay, let's check this answer. I've got 2 votes for A, and this is correct for this chapter. I'm going to show you this. If you check D, this is something that you would do probably more in chapter 3 instead of chapter 4. But A is the correct answer. Prerequisite for elicitation process includes gathering all the resources needed and scheduling the resources for conducting and soliciting selected elicitation activities. So you really plan your elicitation techniques in chapter 3, which is, before you get to this step. And granted, elicitation goes on all through the project. You know that. And sometimes you have to plan what you're going to do tomorrow based upon new information you received, a new stakeholder you've discovered. And so you're going to continue to do that. But these questions are only chapter 4. Okay, let's go into the next question. You completed an elicitation activity plan. You prepared for and conducted a workshop to gather requirements. What is the typical next step you would follow? So you completed the elicitation activity plan. Would you next specify and model the requirements, record the results from the workshop so they can be confirmed, confirm your elicitation result and communicate as appropriate, or send meeting notes out to all attendees?
C.
Why do you like C?
Also going to see.
I think it's B.
Okay, why do you like B?
Because we have already prepared and conducted the workshop, and before confirming, we will record the results and then confirm the results.
Okay, and why does somebody like C?
I think right now I have doubt between B and C, but I think that
okay.
somehow we need confirming elicitation results.
I think it's
Okay.
C. I think it's C as well, because when you conduct a workshop, you plan a workshop, you execute it, and then the last bit will be to confirm
Record.
the communication. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I go
I've
with
got
C
2 votes
too.
for
Yeah,
C.
yeah, against C. Yeah.
That's okay. Let's check it. Okay, the correct answer, the BABOK actually uses the phrase capture the elicitation outcomes instead of the word record. You cannot confirm them yet. You're missing the capture the elicitation outcomes, and that's the reason that you can't do the confirmation yet. So we are learning from each other. Good job.
Absolutely.
Okay, So how is mind mapping utilized in the prepare for elicitation task? Mind mapping is one of our techniques that's mentioned. It's used by BAs to identify which sources of business analysis information to consult and which elicitation techniques might be most effective. Mind mapping is not a suggested tool for this task. Used by the BA to identify which sources of business analysis information to consult, or used to estimate the time and cost of business analysis tasks associated with the planned elicitation events. Okay, folks, I'm going to ask you, there's one answer in here that doesn't even make any sense. Can you tell me which
B.
one it is?
E doesn't
B
make
as
any
boys.
sense.
Doesn't, this one?
Okay.
Yeah.
D as a
Doesn't make any sense. So we have these to select from. For which one is best according to the BABOK?
A.
Tell me why you like A.
I think that it's more like cover the most information. It's like, doesn't mention like
Okay.
time or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Isn't B
Good
as a
logic.
boy? Because if you
B is in,
as a boy, because if you prepare for elicitation, I just don't know why we need to use mind mapping. If you don't
okay.
conduct,
So
maybe, yeah, but if prepare, I don't know. I think not logically for me.
So this is a great point to mention, knowing the inputs, the guidelines, the techniques, the stakeholders, all of this is really critical so that you can see, is mind mapping even one of the suggested techniques for this? So we've got a B and an A as votes. I need a tiebreaker, guys.
Go with B.
Okay, we've got two Bs. Let's check the answer.
Oh.
Okay, it is a suggested technique for this task. And A, these are effective uses of the mind mapping techniques for this task. So now we know. So prepare for elicitation, mind mapping is a technique we can use. Different way to learn. Benita is the business analyst for her organization. Sam is the data analyst who asked to sit with Benita for a minute in the cafeteria to give her information he believes relevant to her project. Sam continues by describing seemingly complex data flows. Which of the following is the next logical step for Benita to take? Should she schedule a workshop with relevant stakeholders to construct a data flow diagram, refer Sam to the data architect so the information could be included in the designs, ask Sam to access the requirements documentation in the project share folder and add the data requirements, or ask Sam to send an email documenting and more thoroughly describing the information to ensure understanding? According to the BABOK, this one's tricky. Which one should we choose?
I go with D as a dog.
Okay, tell me why.
And the reason is like this conversation is something very informal in cafeteria, maybe blah, 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 just for a minute. It's not really like documented. So for sure, if something come up and it's from a kind of expert data analyst, so maybe I don't know as business analyst, but he's talking about, so I need more information documented.
I like your logic. Do I have another vote?
I'll go with A.
Okay, why do you like A better?
So as a business analyst, Benita wants to understand the data flow, not only with the SEM point of view, but with the other stakeholders' point of view, and create a data flow diagram out of it.
That makes good sense. Do you feel that that's what you're doing in the real world or what the BABOK says?
Real world.
Okay, I've got a tie between D and A. I need a tiebreaker.
I vote for A.
Okay, I've got 2 votes for A. Let's check the answer. And that is correct. Although in the real world, I've seen this question before. In the real world, I would have done this as well because I don't even know who to talk to, and I need it documented so I can say, do I talk to you about this, or do I talk, what do I do? So this is what I would do, but according to the BABOK, you schedule a workshop, you get the right people in the room, and you construct a data flow diagram. So yes, good job, we are learning. Okay, which of the following is a common risk a business analyst must continually monitor in relationship to the elicit and collaboration knowledge area? So we're talking about a risk. Stakeholders may be diverted from the project to other work. Stakeholders may have conflicting opinions regarding the prioritization of requirements. Some requirements may be out of scope from the proposed solution, or stakeholders may not understand the models used. What does the BABOK say?
I think it's D, the last one. Stakeholders may not understand the models used.
Okay.
Yeah, go with B as a boy. Or C. I'm hesitating between B and C. Yeah.
Okay.
I am voting for D because, as for me, prioritization is not part of elicitation activity and it's not propose a solution either. So I think D as a door or doctor.
But I don't understand why should stakeholder understand the model I use? Who cares about the models? It's something like
Talking about the models when we're talking about the whole elicitation and collaboration knowledge area does seem very like just a piece of all of it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm only going to do this once during this meeting, I promise. Monitor stakeholder engagement, must continually monitor such risk. Here we are. These are the three risks that we have to continue to monitor against.
So answer is A.
That's what it looks like. Let's see if we all agree. So here's the deal. Reading that chapter, reading each of the chapters, it's pretty dry. But as you go back and forth between the questions and look at that, it's like, oh yeah, I remember it now. It is the fastest way I've learned to teach myself what the BABOK says. Kathy is a BA that has just been assigned to work on a government compliance project. Known as a doer, she is anxious to get started with her elicitation and collaboration activities, especially regarding an interview with a key stakeholder who will go on vacation next week. Her BA mentor, Ellie, urges her to slow down a bit and complete some activities before conducting the interview. What does Ellie recommend Kathy do before she starts elicitation? Should she understand needs, gather business analysis information, develop the stakeholder engagement approach, and the business analysis performance assessment, understand needs, gather business analysis information, develop the stakeholder engagement approach, or develop the elicitation plan? Elicitation results unconfirmed, elicitation confirmed, business analysis information communicated, and the stakeholder engagement, or prepare the elicitation activity plan.
It's A.
A to me too. Yeah, A.
Why do you like A?
Because these all, I think, are tasks of knowledge area 1. And before diving into elicitation collaboration, these all outputs of these tasks requires as input. Some of these output requires as input for the elicitation collaboration tasks. So until these are done, I think we cannot start elicitation collaboration.
Okay. So I've got one vote for A. I hear a second vote.
In B as a boy.
B as in boy. Why do you like B more?
Because in A, I don't like business analysis performance assessment. I don't like this option.
Okay. So business analysis performance assessment is a output from chapter 3 from the last task that tells us what we may have not done well before that we would need to do well differently in the next time we go through it. So you don't like that.
Yep. I'm not sure,
Okay.
but that doesn't sound right now.
I understand. It's good
But
logic.
the stakeholder is
So I've
going
got
to
2 votes.
Yeah, because the stakeholder won't be available later, we need to be cautious. Don't do something, which I did. Like, we should be cautious. I go with the A. I still go with A.
Okay. Okay. I think I've got 2 votes for A. Let's go ahead and check the answer. And that is correct. So I told you I wasn't going to do this, and here I go again. So when we're talking about inputs, we're talking about this graphic that you see at the beginning of each task. You've got input, you've got guidelines and tools, and then here's the task itself, then here's the output of that task, and then it shows you which tasks actually use that output. So for this task, this would be an input. So just so you're aware and understand that. Okay, the next one. When does the task of managed stakeholder collaboration begin? Does it begin once requirements have been confirmed? Whenever it would add value to business analysis activities? Once stakeholders have been identified and analyzed? Or once requirements have been elicited?
A.
Okay. Managed stakeholder collaboration, that task. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting my cursor back on that screen. Managed stakeholder collaboration begins once requirements have been confirmed. Okay. Why do you think that?
I'm thinking about the order of the elicitation. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah.
Okay, so let's just talk through this. Managed stakeholder collaboration the purpose of it is to encourage stakeholders to work toward a common goal. Do you wait until after your requirements have been gathered, elicited, recorded, and confirmed to start that, or do you do it before that point?
I think
you do it before that point.
Yeah. And
okay,
I think
so which do you think is the right answer?
D, once requirements have been elicited.
Oh, right here? Yeah. Okay. I've got a tie now.
I think it's C.
C is in cat? Okay. I still have a tie. I need a tiebreaker.
I'll go for C as well.
Okay. 2 votes for C. Let's go. The BA cannot begin collaborating with stakeholders until they've been identified and analyzed to understand their preferences for effective collaboration. This comes before requirements have been confirmed or elicited. It would be easy to say whenever it would add value to business analysis activities, but the BABOK literally says managing stakeholder collaboration begins once stakeholders have been identified and analyzed. New stakeholders may be identified at any point during the initiative. I mean, quote out of it. So you got it right, Frank. You're eliciting requirements by analyzing historical data to identify trends. What task are you performing? So it's the name of one of the tasks in this chapter, and this is the definition of the activity. So are you performing the task of data mining, conducting elicitation, confirming elicitation results, or document analysis? First of all, which one of these is not a task in this chapter?
A. No?
It's
Okay.
correct.
I think
Yeah.
A
I
and
think
D
the answer is D.
techniques. Data mining and
Oh, you think the
document
answer is
analysis.
B?
D for dog.
Did you? D for dog. Thank you. Okay.
I think
I'll say C.
A. No.
Really?
Okay. So confirming elicitation results is analyzing
I
historical
definitely
data.
go with
Should I-
A.
A. Data mining.
Yeah, it's trends.
Okay.
Data, trends.
Yeah, because we analyze
It's tricky.
document analysis. For me, it's a little bit different, and the rest conduct and confirm just doesn't suit.
Okay.
I still maintain it's D. D for dog. I think data mining has to do with how your data gets populated across systems, that they're filling the right I don't know, data filter systems and so on. But I think
I understand.
the operative word there was analyzing historical data to identify trends. That sounds like business intelligence reporting to me. So I still
Okay.
think it's D. That's my logic.
Okay.
I think it's C.
Ah,
A and D cannot be answered data mining and document analysis because question says what task, and these both are techniques. They are not tasks.
Oh, yes, you're right.
So these two are tasks in this knowledge area, right?
Yep.
And we know we want a task.
So yeah, I'll go with
So
C.
I've had several people say C. Let's talk about it. So for conducting elicitation, you're utilizing the research type of elicitation. Confirming elicitation results, you're performing, you may perform document analysis to confirm requirements you have elicited from stakeholders. However, this question states that you're eliciting requirements through historical analysis. So it's before you get your elicitation completed. So the correct answer would be conduct elicitation, one of the tasks in this knowledge area.
so the reason that data mining was wrong, because it is technique.
Let's check it.
Yeah.
This is a likely technique you're using, but the question is asking for a task.
Mm.
And let's look at document analysis also. This is a technique versus a task. So it was asking for a task,
Oh yeah.
but we didn't give it the one that it was asking for. So this is the one we chose. Let's move on. Which of the following statements about elicitation and collaboration are not true? Elicitation activities may trigger additional elicitation. Elicitation and collaboration focus only on requirements elicitation. Elicitation and collaboration are ongoing activities that focus on all types of business analysis information, or elicitation and collaboration can be planned, unplanned, or both. Which one of these is not in the BABOK?
B as a boy.
Yeah.
B.
Did I get two Bs?
Babies.
Okay, I think so. Let's check it. This statement is only partially true. Elicitation and collaboration focus on the elicitation of all business information, not just the elicitation of requirements. So we're talking about everything, not just what we can record. What are the inputs to manage stakeholder collaboration tasks? So that diagram I showed you a while ago, this is literally what are those inputs that go into it. Stakeholder engagement approach and business analysis approach, business analysis approach and business analysis performance assessment, stakeholder engagement approach and information management approach, or stakeholder engagement approach and business analysis performance assessment.
C as a cat.
Tell me why you like C.
I think the stakeholder stakeholder engagement approach should be in this. So I just compare with A, and I think C and A, like comparing C and A, C makes more sense.
Okay.
It's
I've
D.
got one vote with good logic. You like B? Why do you like B?
No, D, the last one.
Oh, D. Okay. Why do you like D?
Because it is stakeholder collaboration, then definitely we will need the stakeholder engagement approach. And why I chose with business analysis performance assessment, because this has all the lessons learned, whatever we are doing wrong and whatever we are doing right. So this can help us.
That makes good sense.
Makes sense. I changed my
In
mind.
the real world, okay, very good, because it's correct. These are the two things that go in as inputs into this task. Very, very good. Thank you. We're halfway through. Which of the following are not key elements to consider when conducting elicitation activities? Is it consider how the information will be used? Select an elicitation technique to use? Determine what forms of input the activity will generate, or understand how the output integrates into what is already known? Any votes?
I go with D as a dog. The only reason it's not really remind me anything from Babok.
Okay.
I think D, dog, too.
Okay. We think this is the correct answer because it's not a key element. Okay. But this is a stated element within the task of conducting elicitation. Selecting an elicitation technique to use, you would probably find that in Chapter 3 instead, where you're figuring out your approach to your stakeholders, which techniques you're going to use, how you're going to manage your documentation, etc. But this one is not the stated element in this activity. Okay, which of the following activities applies the least to requirements elicitation and collaboration? Is it monitoring stakeholder engagement, developing a risk register, a small enhancement to an existing system, or installing new off-the-shelf software? So you're not going to be doing requirements elicitation and collaboration probably for, or may just do a little bit of it for these things.
The risk register.
Why do you like that one?
Because rest all seems like related to the elicitation and collaboration.
Okay. So we want to find out which one is least related. So you think this one is least related?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I think D as well.
Okay. Marzi, did you say B also?
B as a boy. Yeah.
B as in boy. Okay, I've got 2 votes for B. Let's answer it. Correct. Although the BA will contribute to the project's risk register regarding the business analysis activities, elicitation and collaboration focuses more on drawing information from and collaborating, engaging with the relevant stakeholders. So this one is the least, anyway, the double negative is confusing. But this is the right answer. Good job. When is the best time for a business analyst to specify and model requirements during the elicitation and collaboration knowledge area? Whenever it would add value to elicitation and collaboration tasks, Requirements should not be specified and modeled until after they are confirmed. While executing confirm elicitation results, or while preparing the business analysis information package as an input to communicate business analysis information. When is the best time?
I'll go with B as a boy.
Me too.
Tell me why.
Because
For me, this is,
yeah, Margie, go ahead.
oh, sorry, I just saying that it makes sense to me. The rest doesn't make sense.
Okay. Okay, I've got 2 votes. Let's go.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my God,
So
I
the
thought
best time.
I was thinking like A cannot be the answer.
It sounds, you know what? I think it's a direct quote, though, out of the Babcock, but it sounds very general, doesn't it?
That's
So the best time for us to specify model requirements is whenever it would add value to any elicitation or collaboration task. Oh, goodness. Okay. Robert is a business analyst who is working on a project to develop new features for an existing clothes washing machine in Southeast Asia. As Robert is new to this market space, he is unaware of the current customer choices about washing machines in this market or how he could bring more value and to benefit the customers by developing new features in the washing machine. To get started, Robert is preparing to elicit requirements with relevant stakeholders who are familiar with this market space. For his first solicitation stakeholder group, he has identified store managers who sell appliances in multiple cities in Indonesia. He wants to elicit high-level requirements quickly to get an overall understanding of key requirements, then follow with elicitation of more detailed requirements from people who have recently purchased a washing machine. What technique should Robert select to get a list of high-level requirements from the store managers? Would it be a focus group, interviews, a survey, or virtual requirements workshop? Now, I'm assuming it's saying virtual because they are in cities across the country. So which technique? You like interviews?
Yeah, the boy. Yeah, because the reason is that, okay, this is high level. The BA doesn't know so much, so maybe he cannot really prepare survey. Yeah, interview.
I will go with C.
Okay. Okay, why do you like C?
Because rest all techniques looks to me when we want to dig detail. And the first stage, we want high level requirements until we are clear on the high level, which can be done easily by the survey.
Why not interview instead of survey?
Interviews are basically when we want to dig deeper onto a topic. I mean, in real life, I do that. That interviews and focus group are mostly related to the when we want to understand the detailed requirements. Workshop,
that makes
same.
sense. I like your logic. Okay, I've got a tie and I need a tiebreaker.
I'll
I
go with
think
interview.
C.
Okay,
Because we need
I've got
to
2
look.
interviews. Let's check it. Interviews may not give him the quick response he's looking for, and survey is the appropriate approach but to get high-level requirements from a group of people in a structured way in a relatively short period of time. Also, interviews are more difficult because people are scattered. A survey is a little easier whenever people are scattered. Do you agree, Marzi?
No, because sorry, but I don't agree because it's
okay.
just one person. It's a manager.
Well, the first stakeholder group
shoot. Okay.
is there's in multiple cities in Indonesia,
Okay.
and then
okay. Yeah.
okay,
Gotcha.
we're learning, right?
Yes.
The process of 2 or more people or organizations working together toward a common goal is a definition of which of the following terms? Is it conflict resolution, compromise, elicitation, or collaboration?
Collaboration, D, Doc.
Collaboration.
Okay. Got 2 votes. Yes. It's the act of 2 or more people working together toward a common goal. What does the elicitation activity plan include? Is it logistics, scope of elicitation activity, experiments and research, logistics, scope of elicitation activity, selected techniques and supporting materials, logistics, stakeholder engagement approach, selected techniques and supporting materials, or logistics, scope of elicitation activity, selected techniques and research?
A. It's from
I
Baba.
Why
think
do you
B
like
as
A?
a boy.
I'll go with A.
Okay, I heard
remember
two
the-
A's. Let's check it.
Oh, come on. Why
These
do
are
you-
the items that are listed. Say it again, Frank.
I would have actually gone with C, because if you're conducting a elicitation, I mean, you need to include the stakeholders as well, don't you?
I
But we
understand,
defined
but
engagement approach before, no? Before even planning elicitation in previous chapter, I think. So that's why B sounds good.
here, let's look at it in here. 4.1.8.
No, it's definitely it is. It's just, yeah, logistic, scope, selected technique, and supporting materials. Shoot.
Here we go. So now we know, right? So I told you I created this and it's available to y'all, but whenever I look at it, I'm able to easily see the outputs and stakeholders and everything. And what it's done, and looking at it this way, guys, I want to show you this. This is our next chapter. Requirements and design are inputs for every single one. I wouldn't have noticed this if I didn't put it in this kind of structure. And in one of my other groups, we had a question of what are the inputs for this. Requirements and design weren't even in two of the answers. So we knew that those two weren't even possible. So having this format has really been beneficial for me. Okay, next. Molly's having a difficult time getting stakeholders to confirm elicitation results from their interviews despite several email reminders. She becomes concerned. Why? Failure to confirm elicitation results in a timely manner is one of the signs that required levels of stakeholder engagement might be decreasing. She is in danger of missing her agreed timelines. She doesn't want to start to model the requirements until she knows that they're correct. She's concerned that the resources are being diverted to other projects. So according to the BABOK, because we know what the real world is like, but according to the BABOK, which one is the right answer?
D as in dog.
Okay.
I think D as a doctor.
I go with D, because obviously we don't get feedback that might, affect the timeline of the project as well. I could be wrong, but
Okay, so I think I heard two B's, as in boy. Let's check the answer. Okay, so this is talking about the levels of stakeholder engagement, and it's the one that the BABOK says. If stakeholder attitudes and interests are staying consistent or improving, agreements and commitments are maintained. She's in danger of missing her agreed timelines. This may be true, but the greater concern is your stakeholders' engagement, according to the BABOK. Which techniques would work best to confirm your elicitation results? Would they be, now these are techniques that are in this area. Document analysis, interviews, reviews, requirements model. Document analysis, interviews, reviews, and workshops. Document analysis, interviews, reviews, process modeling, or document analysis, interviews, process modeling, and workshops.
D as in boy.
Did y'all say the same thing? Let's try it out. And that is correct. These are the stated techniques for this task. Very good. Which of the following statements best describes the confirm elicitation results task? To check the information gathered during an elicitation session for accuracy and consistency with other information. to compare elicitation results against other elicitation results to ensure accuracy, to ask stakeholders involved in the elicitation session to review the document information for accuracy, or to document stated information along with stakeholder concerns. So we want the purpose of confirm elicitation results.
A.
Tell me why you like A.
Because this feels the best option. It's like we are confirming the elicitation results, so we want to confirm the accuracy and consistency with all the information available with us.
I like your logic. I need another vote.
Yeah, A makes sense. I don't know, my sense
Okay,
sometimes is wrong, but
I've got 2 A's. Well, the hard part about learning the BABOK is it's like cleaning out a huge closet. You take everything out, and about halfway through, you look at it and go, what have I done? And you got to keep going because you've wasted your time otherwise. So we're going to keep going. So, yes, we know that that's the correct answer. Which stakeholders participate in the conduct elicitation task? So these are the stakeholders that are assigned to this. Stakeholders who were originally identified in the elicitation activity plan. Depending on the activity, any stakeholder with relevant knowledge or experience, customers, end users, domain subject matter experts, and implementation subject matter experts, or only the sponsor. Which
B.
stakeholders do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a boy.
B as in boy?
Yeah.
Okay. Check it. And this is a catch-all participant. Others noted include the customer, domain and implementation subject matter experts, end users, sponsor, anybody that has the information you need. Doesn't matter what their title is. You've been working on your project for 6 months and have just finished eliciting all your requirements. A review is scheduled in 2 weeks to ensure you have a solid understanding of your stakeholders' requirements before they are baselined. What do you have at this point as an input into the review? Would it be the specified and modeled requirements, unconfirmed elicitation results, stakeholder concerns, or confirmed elicitation results?
Unconfirmed elicitation results.
Yes.
Okay, let's check it. And that is correct. At the end of elicitation activities, the BA has unconfirmed elicitation results. Once we have the baseline, we can do the rest. Mark is a business analyst for his company, and he is working with stakeholders to elaborate on the requirements from a new software design customers have requested. Mark is working to draw out, explore, and identify information relevant to the change. What knowledge area is Mark utilizing for this elicitation process? So it's knowledge areas, keywords there. Is it, you think so? Elicitation and collaboration, requirements analysis and design definition, solution evaluation, or strategy analysis? I need a second vote.
There's no way.
It should be A. There's no way. We're in the A chapter. So in the real test, it's not segmented, right? But we know this is segmented. So that was a gimme. Okay, we are going to submit our exam and view our results. We got a 64. So let's talk about scores. We know that we can't say if you get a 70, you're going to pass, because it's a sliding scale based upon everybody taking it. We do know that the top third of the people that take the test probably pass, right? So if you're in the top third, you're good. Getting a 64 on the first time through is not a bad thing. It means that you've read it. You have a pretty good grasp of it. You need to refine a few things. So we have a choice now. We can do the same one next week. Next week. Or we can go into the next knowledge area. I would submit to you that some of the other knowledge areas are harder than this one. And I think that if you just refine it on your own, go through it and study more in the elicitation and collaboration knowledge area, you're going to get what you need. So can we go on to the next knowledge area, chapter 5 for next week?
Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Chapter 5 is requirements lifecycle management. It is a very different perspective on how we do our work or what our goal is. And so it's focusing on the tasks that we perform in order to manage and maintain requirements and design information from the very beginning through retirement. So it's more of a process focus. So I look forward to seeing y'all here in 1 week. You have so many resources. You've got the recordings of practice test questions that you can brush up on. Of course, read the chapter. If you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to the leadership of either of the chapters, and we're happy to help you. And we want you to succeed. So do the work, because you only get out of this as much as you put into it. If you just skim over it and listen in and don't participate, you're not going to pass. So do the work. Bring your A game and show up like you did today. I love this conversation. This is fantastic. Does anyone have any questions before we sign out? Okay. All right. If you haven't applied for your certification test this month only, through the end of this month, you get $50 off US. Now, if you haven't even started your application, it's going to take you dropping everything to work on it. You need to get one of the templates, the Excel templates, to put all your information in, because trying to put it all in at the IIBA website is a little challenging, and it's a whole lot easier if you've got it all figured out on your template and then just transfer it in. As soon as you sing, yes, Margie.
Is it possible? Is it possible to get this discount for, I bought it before this month? Just in May.
You can email them and ask them.
Okay.
I don't know what they'll do, but there's no hurt to email them and ask them.
Yeah, just two days before June, and I had no clue it's gonna be.
Margie, if it will help, I think we already have created the template for application and I have shared it. I'll share it again with today's notes, if it will help you, because it's like created template. You can just put in your stuff and just
for
fill
sure.
the application.
Thank you.
Okay. I think
one note I want to give you.
Sorry, Thea, go ahead.
Oh, sure. One note I want to give you is, as soon as you submit your application and they accept it, they will send the confirmation referral emails to the people that you identified as your referrals, your recommendations. And so they need to be prepared to respond in a timely manner and to be aware of what it is and how important it is. You had something to say?
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing here that you mentioned. And also, if you need any help anytime, please reach out to any of us on LinkedIn, on email. You guys have the email address. And also, I'm just wondering why IIBA hasn't this last month. I got my application approved like end of last month. I'm like, okay, this is not done at all.
It's a good thing. Okay. Yeah. If this has been beneficial to you, tell other people we're doing this. We want to help as many people as we can. Okay? I appreciate y'all's interaction. I appreciate you speaking up and talking about why you think certain things are right or wrong. You know now that just because the BABOK says this is the right answer doesn't mean this is the way we do it in real life. So you really need to learn what the BABOK says so you can pass this test and get it behind you. Okay? We'll see all y'all in 1 week. We'll be working on chapter 5, and we're going to rock it.
That's it. That's the plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tia.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you all.